You're listening to KSG Podcast. This is a short, crisp, concise, exam oriented, edited editorial for civil services aspirants. In this podcast, we are going to talk about pleas against excavation around Puri Temple. Source for the content is Apurva Vishwanath's article for the Indian Express. The Supreme Court on the 3rd of May 2022 dismissed a batch of petitions against excavation and construction work by the Odisha government along the Puri Jagannath temple as part of the Puri Heritage Corridor Project, calling the pleas frivolous. The petitioners alleged that the construction work would damage the heritage site. Now, what is the Puri Heritage Corridor case about? The case in the Supreme Court comes at a time when the Odisha High Court is already hearing a plea against construction by the state government along the 800-year-old Puri Jagannath temple. Puri residents had moved the High Court, alleging that the structural safety of the temple could be in jeopardy if land around the temple were dug up. The district court in Puri is also hearing cases seeking to stop the construction. Last week, a High Court bench comprising Chief Justice S. Muralidhar and R. K. Patnaik had asked the state government to file an affidavit before 20th of June and had listed the case for hearing on the 22nd of June. The court had earlier also asked the Archaeological Survey of India or the ASI to file an affidavit before the court and even conduct a joint inspection along with the state government. The ASI then told the court that the state government had no requisite permission for the project. Following the ASI's affidavit, different petitioners have moved the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is examining whether such an appeal through a special leave petition can be permitted before hearing the plea on merits. So, what is the construction in question? Conceived in 2016, the ambitious Puri Heritage Corridor Project has become the center of a political slugfest between the BJP and the BJD ruled state government. It involves redevelopment of Puri into a heritage site at a cost of 3,200 crore rupees. The construction has been taken up by the Odisha Bridge and Construction Corporation under the state's Works Department, while Tata Projects is running it on the ground. The project includes 22 schemes redeveloping major portions of the temple town. The first phase of work, the cost of which is estimated at 800 crore rupees, began in February 2020. Following this, the Sri Jagannath Temple Administration approved the architectural design plan of the project. Now, what is the ASI's role in this? The 12th century temple is a centrally protected monument with the ASI as its custodian. As per the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act, the National Monuments Authority grants approval for construction and mandates that a heritage impact assessment study must be carried out before developmental work around any monument of archaeological importance with a built-up area of 5,000 square meters. The Jagannath temple is spread over 43,301.36 square meters. The NMA, which functions under the Union Ministry of Culture, was set up for the protection and preservation of monuments and sites through management of the prohibited and regulated areas around the centrally protected monuments. And now, what has it said about the project? On the 4th of September 2021, the NMA had issued a no objection certificate, that is NOC, to the state government for the construction of a cloakroom, a shelter pavilion, 3 toilets, an electrical room, and a pavement within the prohibited 75-meter zone. The NMA's approval was based on the understanding that public amenities do not come under the definition of construction and the project would be carried out under ASI supervision. However, after a joint inspection, ASI Director General V. Vidyavati flagged concerns on the project before the High Court. The affidavit filed on the 9th of May said that there was a possibility that the archaeological remains at the heritage site being destroyed due to the excavation work for the corridor. How has the state responded? Well, Advocate General Ashok Kumar Parijar relied on the NOC granted by the NMA, arguing that the project has not strayed from the parameters on which the approval was granted. He also sought an opportunity to file a detailed response to the ASI's affidavit, which the court granted. The state government has also cited a 2019 verdict by Justice Arun Mishra, which highlighted the lack of facilities and mismanagement of the Puri temple premises. In one of the several directions, the SC had also directed that the ASI shall forthwith clear the plan for construction of sheds or permanent structures, which is absolutely necessary. Now, on what ground is the project being opposed in the Supreme Court? The petitioners have contended that the project has no valid permission, while the Odisha government has insisted that it has. Appearing for the petitioners, senior advocate Mahalakshmi Pavani contended that the construction was happening in violation of Section 20A of the Ancient Monuments Act that sets a minimum of 100 meters within which construction around a protected monument is prohibited, except in exceptional circumstances with the permission of the central government or the ASI Director General. For the state, Advocate General Ashok Kumar Parija argued that the activities currently being carried out, which are for building public conveniences such as washrooms, cannot be termed construction within the meaning of the Act. He referred to the NOC from the NMA and added that we are not doing one thing beyond this. That's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. To join KSG India courses and to crack the ICE exam, visit ksgindia.com. You can also get a PDF of this podcast on ksgindia.com. Thanks for listening.